Today is Saturday, May 9th, 2015, and this is the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers Call-In Show, presented by Evil Bunny Consulting. I'm your host, Tyrone Griffin, and if it's 3 p.m. and you have on your bunny slippers, you are not looking for a job. Welcome, first-time and returning listeners. In this show, we discuss strategies and tactics of job search, staying motivated, and dealing with career transition. For more tips, resources, daily motivations, and to listen to archive shows, go to the website bunnyslippersofevil.com. There you will also find links to the show's Facebook page and Twitter handle and our YouTube channel. If you're listening live, you can call in with your questions at 347-202-0929. Again, that number is 347-202-0929. Now, a word from our sponsors. Evil Bunny Consulting is the alternative to expensive outplacement. They give company-sponsored job seeker workshops as well as the one-on-one job seeker bootcamp. For more information, go to www.bunnyslippersofevil.com. Resume Edit is the low-cost, high-quality resume writing company with resumes as low as $35 written by certified resume writers. You can find them online at www.resume4edit.com or call 404-860-2473. Be sure to tell them you heard about them on the Bunny Slippers of Evil Job Seekers podcast. Let 3dresumes.net turn your resume into a web page with a customized domain for 12 months for only $30. Help hiring managers and recruiters find you, make your resume available 24/7, and get a professional, personalized email address just for your job search. You can see my online resume at tyronegriffin.com, and for more information on how to get your own, go to 3dresumes.net. If you are thinking about or looking for a job in today's world, you will find a new reality in the job search process. The world has changed. Job search today is much more complicated than 5 years ago. Volumes of resumes, more applicant screening systems, deep personalized applications, panel interviews, team hiring, long complicated applications, branding, and social media. Yes, the world has changed. But have you? Are you still trying yesterday's approach? Why struggle and miss out on today's opportunities? Career Oyster is here to help. Great coaches, the latest resources, unique strategies personally tailored to your job search. Find out the new reality and how you can prevent costly mistakes. To register for a free 45-minute private session with our head coach, Howard Caddy, go to careeroyster.com. Find out the facts now. You'll be glad you did. Remember their motto, the world is your oyster. Be the pearl. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another show. I'm glad you tuned in this week. I hope you're having a good and productive week this day before Mother's Day. And for those of you who still have your mother around, be sure to wish her a happy Mother's Day tomorrow. For those mothers out there, I wish you all a happy Mother's Day. For all those fathers out there acting as mothers, I also wish you a happy Mother's Day. And everybody in between who is acting as somebody's mother. Just like I will do on Father's Day, I'll try to wish everybody who's acting like a father. But tomorrow's Mother's Day, I wish you all a happy and safe Mother's Day. Today is also my birthday. Woo! I'll be 25 for the 25th time. And yeah, right on Mother's Day weekend, right? But anyway, as always, I'm just happy to be here, happy to be able to come back and talk to you. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate the feedback. So with that, got all the good stuff out of the way. Let's talk about this week's topic, which is to be a job search leader. Let me say this. It's not just job search, but if you think about the people who are, quote, leaders, a lot of times being a leader means basically you just showed up. Nobody else showed up and you did. That's sometimes all it takes to be considered a leader. In job search, sometimes it's that simple. But just like in life, there are people who are famous. There are people who are leaders who are no more qualified than anybody else. The difference is they showed up. They stepped up. But you think about being a leader, what a leader means and I talked about this a few weeks ago when I talked about, being a leader of the family and things like that. The reason people pick leaders is not so they could have somebody to hook up. I mean, that's how we've morphed it into nowadays where, the leader is the person that everybody, takes care of. That's not what it's supposed to be about. The leader, the people are chosen to be leaders because the community as in general feels that this person will take care of the community. You know what I'm saying? You know, the first, if you go back through, and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago on one of my shows, I forgot which one, but, you know, go back to the caveman era when, you know, the first quote unquote leaders were chosen. It wasn't, you know, Mog, the guy who was the best fighter, as the leader. It was like, okay, but he or she is going to take care of the rest of us. You know, when we talk about fathers being the leaders of the family, it's not so you can get the big piece of turkey on Thanksgiving. It's because you have a responsibility to take care of the community at large. And the same thing in job search. If you want to be a leader in the job search community, that means that you are out there trying to help other people get their jobs. You know, that's what being a leader is. The benefits of being a leader in job search is that everybody knows your name. That's one of the good things. When everybody knows your name, you got more people looking out for you. So ultimately, if you make yourself to be a leader in job search, more people will know you, more people will be looking forward to helping you. And that's really what you want. You want to get as many people helping you in your job search as possible. I mean, that's a very selfish view, but that's the reality of it. You have to find a job. So you're trying to get as many people that will help you get there as possible. The way to get there is always, as I've said, help other people. If you help other people, it will come back to you. Karma's like that. It comes back good or bad, but it does come back. If you help as many people as you can, then all those people will be helping you. And now you've got a whole organization of people looking out just for you. Okay? So that's what, that's one thing about being a leader. So let me get back to my notes, because yes, I did write notes this week. So that means we'll only have about 8 rat holes I go down and ramble off on. But there's 2 kinds of job search. Well, there's actually 2,486,927. But let's just look at the extremes types of job search. You got what I look at, either a quiet or loud job search. And what do I mean by quiet or loud? Well, a quiet job search is when you are just strictly looking for a job, which means you are not networking with people outside of the opportunities that you see for yourself. You're not necessarily going to networking events. You're not reaching out to people. You're not doing too much socializing other than I'm looking at this job. I mean, that's a quiet job search. That's a very targeted and focused job search. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, with understanding what you're looking for. There's nothing wrong with that. A job search is an art. It's not a science. I've said that many times. The things that work for one person may not work for somebody else. The things that don't work for somebody, they might work stellar for somebody else. So many factors are involved in job search. So many things that are you can't write them down because you don't know how they're going to work out. You know, that's just how job search is. There's so many things that could happen that, work out for one person, doesn't work out for the other. So, but if you want to conduct a quiet job search, that is your prerogative. Maybe you're a quiet person, introverted person, very focused, targeted person. You're not an extrovert, and that's fine. You just go about your job search and you do it the way that works for you. As I've said many times, it's your job search. I can tell you all kinds of different things that you can do, but I'm not going to tell you this is absolutely going to work or that is absolutely going to work. It's not. I can't guarantee you that. And that's the other thing. Remember, nobody can guarantee you anything in job search. Nobody who you pay $1,000 or $2,000 to have your resume redone, they're not going to guarantee you a job. They may guarantee you interviews, but at the end of the day, you don't want interviews, you want a job. And I know people who've spent $2,000 on a resume. Okay, sorry, first rat hole. For those playing the bunny slipper drinking game, that was the first rat hole. Take a sip. So anyway, like I said, there's 2 kinds of job search. That quiet one, which is very focused, and then there's what I call the loud one, where you're putting yourself out there. See, one thing about job search, a lot of people, I think, who are not naturally introverted, become introverts in job search because of the quote societal stigma of job search, of being out of work, of being laid off, of being fired. You know, there's a stigma associated with that people sometimes find it hard to reconcile. You know, the thing about job search, you got to remember this: when you're in, when you apply for a new job and they check your old place for, they check to see your references. They check to see if you verify employment, whether you were fired, laid off, whatever. They pretty much can't ask any of that. All they can ask is, did this person work in this place from these dates? The how you left is irrelevant. So first of all, if you feel like you have that stigma because you've been fired, in job search nobody cares. I can probably say, depending on how you count them, I've been fired from maybe 2 jobs in my career. I mean, point blank fired. Not for anything illegal, I didn't do anything like that. It's just, there are different circumstances for both. But you got to bounce back. So I think because of that stigma around the idea of being unemployed, a lot of people sometimes will, I told you my story. When I was laid off, when I was in transition the first time, I didn't tell my neighbor across the street, one of my best friends. I didn't tell him for 3 or 4 months that I was out of work. That's just, sometimes you just don't do it. And you know me, I'm a naturally extrovert, which I am not. I am a very shy person, but that's a whole nother book for a whole nother time. But that's part of job search, is that, not wanting people to know. I still remember the movie from the 70s, I think it was Fun with Dick and Jane. Not the one that John Kerry remade, him and Tay Leone, I think her name is, but the one with George Segal, and I think it was Jane Fonda was his wife. And they made this movie. It was called Fun with Dick and Jane. And he was, aerospace engineer, and his boss fired him. And him and his wife, long story short, they started stealing. They started robbing banks or robbing grocery stores just to make ends meet. But they lived in the suburbs, had a beautiful home, and it all fell apart. And they didn't want to tell anybody. And, they were out there. They were trying to keep up the appearances. So they just started robbing convenience stores. And, people were cheering them on when they did it. It was the weirdest thing. But again, the thing is, they didn't want to tell anybody that he had been fired. And that's that stigma that happens to you with job search. You just don't want anybody to know, that, I'm out of work. So a lot of people don't say anything. So that's how you become that introvert in job search. There are people who get traumatized. There are, I remember salespeople that I met in transition who, they were top salesmen in their company. They were in the president's club. They were in this and that. And they, find themselves laid off, and it just rocked them. They just didn't know how to deal with it. Oh, by the way, my shirt says, "Trust no one but yourself." But, and for job search, exactly, trust no one but yourself. But anyway, I'm rambling. That was a second rat hole, I guess, for the guys playing the drinking game. But anyway, if you want to be the other type of job search, the other end of the extreme is when you are out there trying to be a leader in job search. You got to go out there. You got to put yourself out there. But being that leader, there's benefits to being a leader. Number one is everybody's trying to help you. So that's a good thing. But, you got to give something back. You just can't decide you're a leader and that you're going to, be selfish about it. I remember years ago, Charles Barkley made this comment about, "I'm not a role model for your kids." And on the one hand, you go, "Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he shouldn't be a role model for your kids. He shouldn't be." But you know what? Why not? What are you doing so bad that you don't want nobody emulating? If you're doing something that bad, if you're not a role model, maybe you should be doing some stuff that you're doing. I don't know. But that's the thing. Be a role model in job search for people. There's nothing wrong with being a role model if you're an outgoing person, because again, you're trying to find a job. So if the way to be a job search leader is the way leaders should be in any organization: head of a nation, head of a company, head of the family, head of a group, the reason I'm head of the men's ministry at my church. To me, I take that responsibility pretty seriously. My job is to help the men. My job is not to be the one who gets up and gets to be in front of the church and brag about what we're doing. My job is to help the men. My job is to reach out to the men to bring them together in fellowship. I take that pretty seriously. But that's what being a leader means. It's not about you. To be a leader in job search means to be very selfless. Okay? To think of self last. That's how you become a leader. The crazy thing about it, if you do that, if you put self last and you try to help other people as much as you can, they will in return try to help you. So it will help your cause more. I'm telling you from experience. People will help you. And I landed a job once because somebody reached out to me, job I didn't even know about. They reached out to me and said, hey, I saw this job and I thought you might be a good fit for it. And from that conversation, I ended up with a job, but I tried to help other people. Am I a leader in job search? You know what? I feel like this is about leadership. There's a saying I saw once. It said, managers are empowered from above. Leaders are empowered from below. If I'm a leader, it's not because I say I'm a leader. It's because other people will say I'm a leader. So it's not up to me to say, I am a leader in job search. No, I'm just one voice in the wilderness trying to do what I can to help as many as I can. If some people feel that makes me a leader, well, so be it. If some people think that doesn't make me a leader, well, so be it. But I'm not trying to get that leadership mantle. I'm not trying to get that title. My goal is not to be, everybody knows Tyrone's a leader in the job search community. That's not what my goal is. My goal is to help people. If that's considered leadership, then so be it. But you have to think that way. You don't have to. You shouldn't be thinking about. I want everybody to perceive me as a leader. It's like if, as a baby, you don't say, I am going to have a great life. You don't. You just do what you can every day. And then you look back on your life and you realize, oh, it wasn't a bad life. That was pretty cool. But you don't set out every day. I'm going to be great today and I'm going to have a great life. And, because life is a journey. Job search is a journey. It's about the destination. The destination is to have a job. It's about the journey. It's about how you get there. Okay. Rat hole. That was another rat hole. Drinking game, people. Drink up. But to be a job search leader, here's the thing you do. A couple things you got to do. One is you got to try to be somebody that people want to be around, that people want to work with. Because the thing is, the people you meet in job search, they're going to land jobs at some point in their career. And a lot of these people, particularly the HR people, they're going to land jobs in places where they can help you get in. And again, there's that great feeling of somebody calling you and saying, hey, I landed over here. I saw this job. If you're still looking, I can hook you up. I can connect you to the hiring manager. That is an absolute great feeling. To somebody reach out to you. How do you get that? You get that by helping others. Okay? You want to be somebody that people want to be around. Somebody that people want to work with. As I said, I think about 2 weeks ago, people don't hire resumes. I think Howard Caddy told me that too. He mentioned that on the show. People don't hire resumes, they hire people. If it was all about just getting the most qualified person, it wouldn't be an interview process. The hiring managers and recruiters would just go through the resumes, find the one most qualified, and hire that person. But no, they have the interview process where they try to see if there is a connection as far as mental connection, is social connection. I was hired once on a job where I was told during the interview that, the person I was replacing, they asked me, are you a team player? I was like, yeah, I get along well with people, I think. And they said, well, the last person didn't. The last person didn't get along with people at all, and caused all kinds of strife. And they ended up having to let the person go for that reason. That's why they were replacing them, because this person had really just made it crazy for everybody to work there. So that's why they do interviews. They want to see. But to be a job search leader, it's, you want to be somebody that people want to work around. People want to be around, because those are the people that they're going to look for when it comes time to hire somebody. I mean, we've all heard of people who landed jobs. They got the hookup. I'm doing air quotes for you people not watching the video, but they got the hookup because somebody liked them. Oh, I got this job. I know the perfect guy for this job, or a perfect woman for this job. And they reach out to you. And it's all because they like working around. Be somebody people want to work around. Don't be a jerk. For all you jerks out there, stop being jerks. It's like, it's counterproductive. It's dealing with jerks is a pain. It's tiring. Whether the jerks are at work, whether the jerks are on the highway, you jerks, you know who you are. You know who you are. You're a jerk and you're proud of it. I'm thinking about, I should just get t-shirts and write jerk on them. I bet I could sell tons of them. But don't be a jerk. Here's the thing. There's nothing that you have or can do that you don't want to, you don't want to believe in God, that God gave you all your abilities. I worked hard for this. Yeah, but you had some talents that you were born with, that you had nothing to do with. And then you took those talents and you worked them to make them the best they could be. But at the end of the day, you didn't do it. You didn't make yourself. So don't get arrogant about it. Don't get all funky about, I'm the greatest in the world. I mean, rat hole number 3 coming, or 4, whichever one we're on now. I'm just telling you. This whole thing with Floyd Mayweather, people are like, I saw somebody talk about, we should like him because he's American. But he's a jerk. I'm sorry, he's a jerk. Why do I say he's a jerk? Because all the pictures I see of Floyd Mayweather, he's sitting there counting his money. Dude, you got money, you're rich, we're happy for you. Stop rubbing it in our faces. Why was so many people trying to, hopefully he would lose? Because we are tired of him being a jerk. Yeah, I said he's a jerk. He's 148 pounds. He ain't whipping my behind. I'm just telling you now. And if he tries, I got a bat and other stuff. But anyway, don't be a jerk. Don't be somebody that people don't want to be around. Be the big macho guy. Yeah, but don't nobody want to be around him. All you Kobe fans, doggone well, you would never want to work with somebody with that kind of ego. Can I get an amen? But don't be a jerk. Be somebody that people like to be around. Be humble. No matter what, no matter how much success you have or had, you're in job search. Big mansions, you still get buried in a 6x6 box. No matter how much money you got. So don't be a jerk. So you want to be a job search leader, be a good person. Just be a nice person. We did the show a couple of months back about it's all about the swagger. Oh yeah, you can have swagger and be humble. Yeah, that was a cool show too. I had a bow tie on. And for all the people that didn't see the video, it was off the chain. I have to say it was nice. But having swagger, there's nothing wrong with having swagger. But you can be humble with it. A lot of entertainers, they can't be humble. They have to, part of their job is put themselves out there. But you're not an entertainer. Okay? So be a job search leader. Help other people. I always say that. Help other people. Put yourself out there. Go to networking events. Make the job search about other people, and you will be surprised. Like Steve Beacham I've had on a couple of times. He said, you go out of your way to help other people. First thing you ask somebody, hi, what can I do to help you? And you will be surprised how many of those people will come back to help you. And it's like that simple question, what can I do to help you? That little investment in 3 or 4 seconds of time, okay, can have rewards far beyond those any that you would imagine. That simple little investment of asking somebody else first, what can I do to help you? You do that, it will come back to you. In spades, in clubs, in diamonds, in hearts. It will come back to you so many ways. But put yourself out there as somebody who people get to know. if gas is not a problem, getting, I don't mean internal gas, I mean, gas for your car. If that's not a problem, being able to find your way out to these things, go out, go to networking events, meet people, be known, become a known quantity, you know, get buzz around yourself, where people know you and people reach out because they like you. And that's how you become a job search leader. You do the right things. You do them for other people. Yeah, you still look for your own job. I'm not saying you don't look for a job, but you devote some time to trying to help other people as well. And I know it seems counterintuitive, but when you help 5 people, now you got 5 people looking out for you, believe me, and they will look out for you. You help somebody in their job search, they will look out for you. And on top of that, I have friends now that I met in job search 4 or 5 years ago, and we're still friends to this day. And I would never have met these people had it not been in transition. So it worked out well for me. I got to know new friends. I got people that, okay, if something happens, I can call this person and see if they can try to help me get network to somebody else. So don't be a jerk. Be a good person. Be out there. If that's your personality, if you can do, but remember in job search you can reinvent yourself. So if you were that shy introvert, you can come out in job search and you can really truly reinvent yourself. Okay. And be who you want to be. It's like when you move to another city and nobody knows you from your old city. You could be, all kinds of bad things I could say, but now you're in a new city. People don't know you. In job search, a lot of times people don't know you, So be outgoing, be a positive person. You want to be a job search leader, you want to have other people working for you, do for others. And then they will do unto you. Trust me. Trust me, trust me, trust me. I keep saying it every week. I get through this show and I am amazed that I can spend 25 minutes talking about the things I do for 25 minutes. But I'm so thankful for the opportunity. But as always, I thank you all for listening. And if you are listening on the web, please, you can subscribe to the show on iTunes and get it downloaded to your player of choice every week. If you have a suggestion or a topic you'd like me to cover in either the show or the 1 Minute Bunny Tips, please send it to me at Tyrone@bunnyslippersofevil.com or go to the website and there's a form you can fill out. When you land, please don't forget us. Please visit our Cafe Press store. And I always say when you land, don't do it now because you ain't got any money because you're out of work. I understand that. But when you land, you get that first paycheck, go buy a t-shirt, a coffee mug, a clock, a sweatshirt, a water bottle with our logo on it. Because I don't want you to forget the time of transition. I want you to have a memento of this time. Because the moment you forget this time is when you start setting yourself up to be back here again. Real quick announcement, I just remembered. This coming Monday, the 11th of May, I will be speaking at the Roswell United Methodist Church in Roswell, Georgia. They have, it's at the RUMC job networking meeting. And they have a presentation where we have 11 speakers. They have 11 speakers and you pick 3. I'm one of the 11. Hopefully I'll be one of the 3. But if you're in the area, if you've never been to that if you've never been to that meeting, please come out. Not just because I'm there, but it's a great opportunity. There's a lot of good information. There's workshops. There's all kinds of great things to hear. If you've never been to RUMC, if you're in job search, if you're in the Atlanta area, RUMC, RUMC, it's every other Monday. They feed you. They ask you for $3 if you got it. But if you don't got it, they're not going to kick you out. They feed you. They give you some spiritual blessings. But it's a good job networking meeting. I've spoken there a few times. And I can't say enough about it. It's been going on about 12 or 13 years, I think. I cannot say enough about the program. It's a great, great program. And, it's free, but it's for job seekers. Okay, so I'll be speaking there Monday. Haven't yet figured out my topic. I know, you know me. But with that, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. Thank you for your feedback. As I said at the top of the show, it's Mother's Day weekend, so please tell your mother or someone who acted in as your mother, thank you for everything they've done for you. So with that, wow, right on time. I'm good. But anyway, have a very safe and positive week, and we will talk again soon. with that, you have a good day. Take care and bye-bye.